Hello everyone and good evening and welcome to round 21 of the RSF1 season, the final race of the F2 season. I am Primus Gaming and joined with me once again and for the last time this season in F2, Bodder. How you doing, mate?
I am very good, Primus. Pumps. It's week 21, last race for F2. This is it, down to the last race. Very excited. Abu Dhabi, can't wait.
It's incredible to see how much this league has developed. As you can see, ladies and gents, we're just going to hold for a little moment as the drivers are still getting in. It is the final race of the season. Obviously, the championships have been settled. As we know, Magic Marks is the champion of the F2 season for our first season, and also Racing Point, formerly known as Force India. Racing Point is also Constructors champion, so it's a double knockout from the Racing Point boys this season. So it's been a really good season for them. I know Shane's had a bit of a rough start, but then started sneaking in a few podiums here and there.
Shane went up for it. Don't get us wrong. Shane is a very fast driver, and he's a very fast driver also out in front, but also coming from the back as well. We've seen it as well. He's really, bottled it, as sometimes being referred to, qualifying. He's bottled qualifying a few times, but yet he's going through the field. Singapore comes to mind. I think he started like 16th, and he ended up like 3rd, I think it was, Primus. Singapore is not easy to get past other drivers. So look, we gotta tip our hat. We gotta say, well done, Shane. That's okay. He might not have won much, but like he's really carried himself well, and that's great momentum for moving into next season for himself.
It feels it feels great but sad as well. How fast we've gone by the season, because so much has happened. And it's like it's been amazing in the way you don't want it to stop, but as you know, ladies and gentlemen, there is going to be a second season soon. We know. Obviously the first season, it's been going on for, I'd say, about half a year, isn't it? Just over half a year. I think it started in June or May, wasn't it?
June, July, something like that. I think it was. Yeah.
Anyway, so it's been half a year for the season, roughly, well, nearly like sort of the same as a real F1, except for sometimes they have a week or a fortnight break. Then they have a 4-week break between Hungary and Belgium, unlike us, where we carried on consistently. The only time when a division would miss a race is due to the race being postponed, which, as to tell you guys now, if you're into the F1 or the F4 races, there's still 2 more races for F1 and F4 next week, which F1 is France, they have to redo France, and F4 have to redo Monaco. And we have already talked about this, me and Bother, in the past, but it's still hard to believe that like F4 have got to finish on the most difficult track of the season.
That's
F1,
brilliant way to finish it. Brilliant way to finish F4.
Yeah. The best part is 2 night races now left to go in F4. One in both F2 and 3, and unfortunately France can't allow you to go night. If it was a special special ability to go night, and the boys in the league are okay with it, it would be pretty cool to see a night race in France. But well.
Yeah, that'd be cool. But Monaco for a season finale in F4, that is fantastic. Where like one clip of the wall, your race is over. Usually we have Monaco, I think it's about week 5, I think it is, just after Spain. I'm right in saying that, somewhere around that.
No, rank is round 6.
So Monaco then is 7 then, 6, 7. It's early enough in the season. So look, at least you have time to bounce back from it. But if you need 10, 15 plus points in the last race of the season, and you put it online, you're pushing the car the extra bit, trying to get the most out of it. And of course, you go into the barrier, that's your race over. Could be your championship over, Primus. Literally.
Yeah, exactly. I have a feeling my championship battle's pretty much done now, because I think I'm in 5th. I think really the battle now has shifted from me versus Tidgosaurus and McCracken, and it's actually now switched to my teammate. So Alco Saints is in contention for winning the championship, depending on his results in Abu Dhabi and Monaco.
Yes.
Even though my chances of winning the championship are gone, the constructors between Red Bull and Alfa Romeo is still very close. So if I'm not going to be the driver champion, I'm going to try and take away the constructors champion at least. Just try and get that under the belt. If not, I'm still happy because I've made a load of great friends within my division. I've met my quota. It's been a great season.
Yeah, it's been a great season for everyone. And if you're not battling for a championship, you're battling for something because, sooner or later, you look at the championship standings and you realise that guy is only 1-2 points, maybe 5 points ahead of you. I can jump him in the next race. That's what it comes down to. You're battling that one person above you. Just pick a random name of whoever's on your grid. You're battling that person. You're not battling, obviously, the leader. So it's the same thing. You watch Real F1, you'll see, I think we saw in Abu Dhabi, I think it was Ricciardo in the Renault, and I think was it Vettel or maybe Leclerc behind him, and Ricciardo just moved over because he knew he's not fighting the Ferraris. There's no point battling wearing out his tyres. He's battling, the McLarens, realistically, and that's really what a smart racer is coming down to. That's what we're looking at.
And as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, 4 seconds left to 1, and we will begin the final qualifying sessions of F2. And it's really, well, we've seen so many drivers come and go through this division. We've had Skunk Burner, we've had Schumacher, formerly known as DP Roberts. I think we even had Cross Carey for a while, but then Cross Carey suddenly disappeared. But I think he was definitely, before he was an F3 driver, and then suddenly got promoted, I think, during Britain. But Cross Carey was definitely a great driver. It's just a shame to see him disappear.
Yeah, he was also great. I remember battling with him. I think it was maybe Australia or Bahrain, I think it was, the start of F3 this season. Another fantastic driver. Gave lots of wit. Fantastic. Good to see guys kind of moving up the ladder as well,
Spain was one of his best results because at the time, I think Cross Carey's teammate was Jay Slee in the F3 division.
Yes, he was driving the Williams, yes.
They both did a very dominant start, I remember, back in Spain. I think it was actually a Williams one too.
Yeah, and we're talking about Williams as if they're a bad team, or a bad car. They are not. We're all running equal cars here. Everyone knows that. But Jay Slee, we've got to give a tip of the hat to him as well. Another very fast driver in F3. He's currently doing the reserve job now at the minute, but he'll hopefully be back for season 2. Very fast driver.
And we've got a load of names here, some new ones and some name changes. So as you can see, I've been away last week because I wasn't feeling well. So
welcome back.
I made sure to. Oh, thank you. It's good to be back. I made up for my absence on Sunday, and I did F1 with Element Snow.
Yes.
Or as everyone else calls him, Mr. Oh my God!
He was great. We did F2, I think it was, on Sunday night, Brazil from Snow, in Brazil. That was fantastic to watch. Great race to watch it was.
Anyways, we've got Brutal Reapers, new to me anyways, Brutal Reapers, so welcome Brutal. It's good to see a new driver on the grid. I know sadly it's the last race of the season, but given the opportunity, when the second season comes around, we will see him back on the grid. Patronus, he's changed his name, so now he's not RSF1 Patronus anymore, he's RSF1 Damon Hill.
Demon Hill.
Demon Hill. Then we got RSF1 Will X41, but we'll just call him Will. So we've got RSF1 Will. AMS Z-Tex, so I think a friend of Easton. Actually, Easton's in the chat now going frontline speed! Front air speed. And then you got Azza, he joined in Russia. So it was like a bit of a late join for Azza. Eventually, he was a Toro Rosso substitute for a little bit, and then he actually got a official seat within the Toro Rosso team.
He actually won last week, I believe, as well, Azza. Great job to him.
Did he?
Yeah, I believe so. If I can remember correctly.
And then also John Digweed, he's one driver who has developed incredibly this whole season. He's actually crossed the line first 2 times, provisionally first before, obviously, unfortunately getting a couple of penalties. But he has actually, if you exclude penalties, he's actually won races. So John Digweed is one person who's really progressed, and I don't know, Brutal Reapers is filling in for Pite today. Am I correct?
Yeah, we could be right in that, saying that. Who are we talking about there beforehand?
John Digweed in the Mercedes.
John Digweed. Yeah. I remember asking John at some point during the season, John, you've really gotten faster. What's your secret? I started practicing. Okay, thanks, John.
Z-Tex is SOR Verstappen. Easton's just said in the in the chat. Unity Hush has just said, man with the cash, last race as vice division head. Hope he does well.
Yeah, definitely. Man with the cash. Formerly known as Josh with the Dash, Racing Jason, Revan Kevin.
The man with the nicknames that we will never forget in the debut season. He's the man with the most nicknames. Like the statistics board on our website. When it does get updated, we should just have just one lone section just saying most nicknames and just man with the cash and fourth.
I have a new nickname for you, Primus. I have a new nickname, right? He's not currently in this division, but I think he's in F3, Duffalump. So he's now known as RSF1 Duffa. And we've been messaging back and forth privately because he's been asking me about my setup with my wheel and stuff like that. And I've been sending the pictures of my settings and how I kind of use the wheel and what buttons and maps and all that I have set. And I just said to him, dude, I'm going to call you Duffman. That's it, you're Duffman to me now. So you're going to have to change your name either at the end of the season or next season, Duffalump. I'm going to refer to you as RSF1 Duffman.
Oh, that is brilliant. That's nice. That's the Kool-Aid man. Oh yeah.
Oh, sorry, the Kool-Aid man mixed up with Duffman. Sorry, I haven't watched the Simpsons in a while.
Duffman's from Simpsons.
That's it, yeah.
And surprisingly, he kept the same physique over the years. Brutal Reapers, currently the fastest car around the grid so far in Q1. We're only going to lose 2 cars in this qualifying session because we've only got 17 drivers in at the moment. So it's looking quite promising. It is definitely been a good season, though, for our champion, Magic Marks. Sealing the deal back in America. And... he's going to continue to race because you may have won the championship and the constructors, but you still got to get the wins in.
Oh, of course.
You're not a driver if you're not shooting for the win.
Exactly.
If you get the drivers' champion trophy, why stop at 1 trophy when you can get more?
Exactly.
There's no literal trophies, by the way, lads. We're talking about the virtual trophies that you get, in F1 in the F1
just
game.
Like our virtual comms box here,
Yeah, it's like Lewis Hamilton, he won the championship and, he still went for the win in Abu Dhabi, because Abu Dhabi's always been a very favoured track for the Mercedes team over the past 6 years, actually.
That's what Magic Mark does here, let's cross the line. I'm expecting that 35.
And the last corner, and our champion gets 4th place in front of his teammate Shane, so they're doing pretty good. Mex Senna has put in actually a pretty good lap, faster than to Bitsy, Mr. T. So Mex Senna puts himself into 6th, WR Stretches in 8th. Currently right now both the Red Bull boys of Sainz and Senna are yet to set times. They both haven't actually left the pits yet. Racing Jason, he's looking like he's ready. Revan Kevin's ready to start his flying lap.
Next car about to end his lap. He's about to cross the line.
It's actually quite surprising to see how many people have joined our league, because I remember when we had the Mex people started joining. Tarap actually divided both the racing points, so very good, good speed there from Mex Tarap. Nice form around the track, so he could be someone to watch out for in the race.
Definitely.
Mex Senna actually put something up on Twitter, and it was back when he battled RSF1 Brundle, who is actually sadly not in the race today.
No.
So man, he can't do any rain dances because we're in a desert. So our chances of a rain in Abu Dhabi. Is he working?
I think he's got caught working tonight. Yeah, but look, it's the last race of the season.
I'll have to say then, because he's not here, I have to give my biggest respect and shout out to RSF1 Brundle, because he has done really, really well over the season. He's had some great battles with the champion and Skunk Burner. So massive, massive shout out to Brundle.
Exactly. I also echo those comments as well. I'm watching Demon Hill about to cross the line. 6th.
Oh, yep, the McLaren gets ahead. Actually, we've got no peppermeat. No peppermeat tonight.
No, I thought I saw him in the lobby.
Oh, well, yep, there he is, sorry. I didn't see peppermeat on the list. Oh, it's just because he wasn't available yesterday, because he works the weekends. I thought he was here for the race, but...
Sector 3.
Oh, no, Tarap actually did really well. Just to crash out in Q1. Oh, he'll have to put in some work in the final race of the season. Where did he crash, actually?
There you go. DP Roberts is in F1 on Tuesday. That's where he's going.
Oh, okay. Will Spur, so I'm guessing that's RSF and Will. He said his Xbox turned off.
Oof. Don't want that. So the moment to solve that, brand new Xbox. Hello, Santa.
I can't do that for Christmas. That's too expensive. Well, right now, the Toro Rosso boys have actually done really well, because I know SOR Verstappen, from what Easton said, has changed his name to AMS ZTEX. So Azza and ZTEX are doing very well in the Toro Rosso cars, Brutal Reaper being the only car to divide them.
Sorry, I have to go. It's just I see that name.
DRM.
I see that name, and it's like something back 10 years ago. I used to be playing like Doom or Unreal Tournament or something like that. It's like one of those names you see in a first-person shooter where it's really graphically violent.
Resident Evil sort of stuff.
Yeah,
Brutal Reaper.
That's what I see when I see. You know the way you can hear things when you see it. You know you see that on Twitter going around. That's what I hear when I see the Brutal Reaper. That's what I hear in my head.
Border. I have to say,
it's that time. It's that time, Camo.
Yeah, it's that time. You're going to have to stand up off the chair. Oh, Shane! We're not Shane!
No.
Just as Camo, you made Bodder stand up and Shane crashed.
I just looked away from the screen for 2 seconds, Camo. I look away for 2 seconds. Look what happens. All right, I'm going off to the window. Here we go.
Oh, and that's in the 3rd sector as well. That's
time
in
to wave.
The last
I'm waving, Camo.
corners.
I'm waving. Hope you can see me, buddy. I'm waving as tall and as high as I can. There we go. Camo, just for you, buddy. Last time.
Anyways, going on from earlier,
yes.
On Twitter, Mex Senna tagged our account, and it was actually a clip from when he fought Brundle, and it was so weird to hear my own voice on the stream, and he was actually really pleased to see that we got that battle in on the last lap as well. That was a last lap overtake he made on Brundle on the final lap, and Senna was really, really happy at that by the looks of it. Obviously, because he clipped it and he put it on, and he was gassed for that.
Yeah, that's like, we try and include as many battles as we can. Obviously, lap 1, lap 2, it is quite hard, but there's multiple battles happening. It is quite hard, but we're glad we can obviously capture that one and hear ourselves back on camera. I'll be honest with you, Primus, I don't listen back to F2 streams because I can't bear to hear my own vulgar Irish voice.
There's nothing wrong with your voice, mate. when you hear me like getting really hyped from like overtakes or like fast laps, that's when I sit there and go, I don't like hearing that.
Yeah, I just don't like hearing my voice full stop. I just want this sense. He was on the lap here. Kart meets on the last sector.
Polo is actually on the second to last corner. There you go, DRM Marco in the Alfa Romeo. The Irishman, he's going to cross the line and get to P8 ahead of WR Stretch. And his teammate, Mr. T, is actually not doing very well today. He's fallen down to 12th place.
Yeah, not bad though. Like 12th will get you through to Q2. This is a bit of a practice session here as well for most of these guys. One losing two guys. But obviously you don't want to be one of those two. Unlike me in USA.
John Digweed, he's next across the line. As long as Will and John Digweed set a lap
time,
it doesn't matter what lap time.
John validated that lap. Look, his ERS is on 0, so I say he'd be...
Oh yeah, he is
He'll
in
be,
zero.
he'll be lining up and going again. So 6 minutes left to
Oh, yeah,
Q1.
there he goes. Going again.
Yeah, what's that? Look, it says I don't think anyone likes hearing their own voice. Yeah, me and my own voice.
Apologies for the little lag spike there. I don't know if that affected the stream or if that was just the lobby. By the looks of the stream's okay though.
Yeah, stream's fine.
Oh yeah, there was a tiny little spike there.
RSF1
Verstappen. Stream keeps freezing now and then. I've had the stream up for a little bit. That little moment, just, I think. Okay, testing, because, there you go. Apologies, everyone. Yeah, it's where I live at the moment. We're actually going to get a bad storm soon, so it looks like the storm is starting to take...
Well, if it takes much more effect, I don't mind swapping over if you want.
Yeah, if it continues to get bad, we'll swap over before the race, so it's all good.
Yep, we'll let my fibre line carry it out, when I look out my front door, there's so much slack in my fibre line going out across the road. The thing is literally swinging in the wind. I'm like, one day that is going to come down.
Yeah.
We have on a lap at the minute. Magic Man's on a lap. Well, I say that, but he's 5 lap old soft, so to him, he's practicing. Let's see who's in the danger zone now. Mr. T.
The danger zone right now.
Actually,
famous area.
They're fine. They're fine because next Tarp is out. RSF1 Shane is out. So as long as those boys have time,
Magic Marks just crashed. Third sector zone. That was so lucky not to have lost the wheel there. Oh my god!
You would have hated
I was on board of that.
You would have hated it.
Okay, so seeing the stream mellow out now. So as you can see in the chat there, ladies and gentlemen, a storm is due to hit my area very soon. And right now it's quite heavy wind outside. So if there is quite a lot of lag, sorry, but bad weather tends to have a negative effect on internet. So it's just how the cookie crumbles, really.
That's how the cookie crumbles. I love that. Do you watch Bruce Almighty? I love that Bruce Almighty.
Yeah, oh, that's a classic film.
Love Bruce Almighty. I'll tell you why I love it as well. Is because Buffalo's a second home for me. My brother actually lives in Buffalo, the city of Buffalo. So I go and see him as often as I can. But the scenes, some of the scenes where the movie was shot was actually shot in Buffalo. Do you know the bit where he threw the chain, the wrist chain thing? He threw it into the water. That's down by the docks. I was down there one time. That's pretty cool. So it is.
Awesome. I actually have a funny story, and like it's because he was a kid. You know, it was a bit like cringy when you look at it back, because obviously kids are innocent. They don't care what they name things. My brother called his fish Bruce Almighty. We had a bowl of goldfish, and I had. I think my stepbrother called his one Jaws because like the fish had a bit of like a deformity in the head, so it almost looked like a hammer sort of headed fish. It was a black fish though, and he called it Jaws. It was Jaws the fish. And my brother had a white and brown goldfish, and he called it Bruce. Bruce Almighty.
Bruce Almighty.
So he had Bruce the fish, and then we found out Bruce was actually female. And looking back on it, it's just like, well, we can call him Brucey.
I'm also a big fan of the Buffalo Bills as well, like the American football team. I don't know if anyone follows American football, but they're currently in the hunt for the playoffs.
I don't actually. I don't support any American football team, but I do like to watch the odd match. You know, just to see how the games goes. Because also, I love like the patriotic note. Oh, there we go. RSF1 Senna out the danger zone into 6th place. Max Senna, the other Senna, and Tabitzi is in the danger zone with 55 seconds. There you go. Mr. T puts himself out of the danger area. And last of all in the danger zone is Max Senna. But
I think he's fine though. I think he's fine though because Mick Tarp and Shane are out. They wrecked the car.
Yeah. A friend of mine, he supports American football, and he's actually got friends from Pittsburgh, but he supports the Steelers. I think they came over to the UK and they showed him some matches, and they actually gave him some merch.
Oh,
so
really?
it was them that introduced him into that team, and then he sort of got a real love for it. And so then he started supporting the Steelers. And I think they're actually 6-time Super Bowl winners, aren't they?
They are. They're one of 3 teams: Pittsburgh, Patriots, and Steelers. Pittsburgh, Dallas. Yes, Pittsburgh, Dallas.
That's Dallas, Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
But I don't really follow too much American football, so I don't really know.
Do you know what I really like about it is in soccer you can have a striker come out and play as goalkeeper because it's standardised. You can basically do anything. I think in American football is you do your role, your one position. So if you're like a really tall, intelligent guy, then you might play quarterback. If you're a really stout, kind of big guy with big muscles, you're going to play in the one of the line, so offensive line or defensive line. So each man has to do his job, otherwise the next man in line cannot do his job. It's a specialized sport. That's what I love about American football.
Oh, if Max Senna, because I don't know, because we have sometimes, because he's still placed in 17th. Depending what happens, Max Senna might get knocked out, even though Tarap and Shane are DNF. Oh! Sorry. Will almost, just nearly crashed into the wall wheel first, but he saved it and kept it going. What a save from Will. Crikey, that was a close one, Bodder.
Yeah.
Right, well that's the end of Q1, Bodder. I'll give you the honours of talking about the drivers who have knocked out from the danger zone.
Danger zone now! Well, we'll see what happens at the end here. I don't want to say who's been knocked out yet, but we'll see what pops up on screen for the official announcement from Q1. Good job on stretch as well, on the 14th. That's him through the Q2.
And right now, we're just waiting on the moment of truth for Max Senna, if he is truly eliminated from Q1. And he is! Max Senna is behind Tarap and Shane, so unlucky. He may have not crashed out, but it still wasn't enough for him to get into Q2.
Yeah. Will I throw him a quick invite? Get him maybe in for a chat?
Yeah, let's get Max Senna in. Actually, we've never spoken to any of the guys from the Max League. Yeah, let's get Max Senna in. Max Senna, if you're watching the stream, come on in, mate. Let's have a little chat with you. It makes it sound like we're going to confront him.
he could be in party with an engineer or anything like that, so I don't want to distract him, but if he does have time, he does want to talk, look, more than welcome to Max Senna join the party on the stream here. Let's see what's going on. How is the stream going, guys?
It looks like it's still good. It's Chad says, what about Magic? I guess he's talking about the interview. We normally like to interview drivers that may have been knocked out of the session because, it gives them a fair chance to speak out, about what's happened in their qualifying session or what they're going to hope to do for the race. So, because Magic Marks is still fine, he's in he's still in the whole thing. If he was knocked out in Q1, we probably would have invited him to see, what was going on. But if anyone has got contact of Max Senna, can you please tell him that we'd like to invite him into the virtual comms box to, have a chat with him?
Good. Good simple. Yeah, what do you got?
Makes it sound like I'm doing a Mice of Men, just pull out a shotgun. Come on, Senna, let's go for a chat. Let's go look at the rabbits.
The stream, guys. I'm just watching here and not really seen anyone coming back to me on it. So make sure the stream is going okay for you guys.
Any feedback on the stream, ladies and gentlemen, if you're not hearing Bodder? I don't even think we need to ask for a weather report.
No.
It's pretty self-explanatory. Unity Hush replying saying it's fine.
Alrighty, we're good to go. Green flags are waving.
Green flags are waving, and we begin Q2. And Azza is going out onto the hard compound tyres. We got WR Stretch, AMS Zetex, DRM Marco Polo, Peppermeat, John Digweed, Magic Mark, and Brutal Reapers going onto the medium compound tyre. Obviously, Azza's the only one on the hard, and then Senna and Signs are going out onto the soft compound, while Will, Hill, Mamlakash and Tabitsi still haven't chosen their Q2 compound. Right now, though, it doesn't look like Mex Senna's going to join. Do you want to try maybe seeing about throwing Mex Tarap an invite?
I don't have him as a friend, unfortunately. Let's see if I can do it through the race director.
If we can't get any of the Mex boys in, we'll just we'll invite Shane. We got to get someone in, you know. It's the last race of the season. We need to talk to someone before, you know, the race start. We need to give them that opportunity.
Boom. Invite sent. Shane.
There's Shane. Oh, there he is. Hello, Shane. Can you please make sure that you've ticked your audio? There we are. So we'll stay on. Well, actually, we'll go on board with RSF1 Senna, who's on the soft compound tyre, while we wait for Shane to connect. Is Shane connected?
Let's have a look here. He is connected.
Okay, your microphone might be muted. There you are. Is your audio included, mate?
It is, yeah. My headset's not working for some reason. It's been on charge.
Right, well, welcome to the Virtual Comms Box, and it's our final race of the season, mate. Obviously, it's not really been a good start for qualifying, as yourself, Tarap and Mex Senna were knocked out in Q1. But to be honest, you're a driver that doesn't really tend to give up no matter where he starts, because we've seen you start from the back and like get podiums, especially like Singapore. How are you feeling for Abu Dhabi?
It's not a strong track for me. I'm a good 4 or 5 tenths off the pace of some of the front runners. So the only silver lining for me is as I know I can one stop it. A lot of drivers will be 2 stopping, so that could see me finish higher up.
Are you confident in that, Shane? We're definitely going to be seeing other drivers 2 stopping, yeah?
I believe so, yeah. Normally, there's a lot of 2 stops around here. I don't want to say that's definitely what's going to happen, but normally there's a lot of 2 stoppers. So.
And obviously, it's the end of the season now. It's your final race.
Jake Moore.
Oh, what happened to Jake Moore? Or Signs? Oh, and he went into the wall in the last sector. Oh, that. And no, Shane, you've just temporarily joined the the Virtual Comms Box as a commentator. Anyways, Shane. So as I was about to say before we saw that Signs crash, it has been a very, very challenging season for you at the start, but then you started to get some real results near the end. How do you feel you'll do for the next season?
Until I put the tiers down on paper, I really don't know. I was thinking maybe I'll put myself in F4. What do you reckon?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Well, you mean you're still a really quick guy?
Before the chat goes wild.
That's gonna be bad for me. He's a fast driver. I'm not getting out of F4. I'm not getting out of F4. Shane will be my biggest rival next season if he's in F4. But anyways, it's just been a great season all in all, and also as you are a committee member, I want to take this opportunity, and I'm pretty sure most of the league will be behind me when I say this. Thank you for all the hard work that you've put in for giving us this season, and also to you, Bodder, because you're both in the committee. It's like a massive thank you to the pair of you, really, for getting us to this point now.
I didn't really do much.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you.
Now you're being too modest.
We oversee a lot. We've got good staff in place, but as you can hear, I'm probably going to jump out, let you carry on with comms. Little one's a bit upset.
That's alright.
Alright, mate. Well, good luck in your race tonight, mate.
Thank you. The staff are the important part. Without them, we wouldn't be anything.
Agreed.
Good luck, gents.
Thanks, Shane.
Good luck, mate, and enjoy your race.
Good luck.
Shane, I had to cut that interview a little bit short because the little one's not really too settled at the moment, so we'll let him attend to that. But thank you, Shane, for joining the party and getting into the interview.
Mr. T put across the line on mediums, fresh mediums. See what Mr. T can do.
And he's next to
no
Mr.
petrol
T.
in the car. Did he go wide there?
Oh yeah, he's
fifth.
underfueled.
He is.
E5 though. Man with the cash, Racing Jason. He sits on top for the moment in first place on the soft compound tyres. So I think Man with the cash is actually going for a 2-soft strategy.
Well, it's interesting because Unity Hush in the chat just a few moments ago said man with the cash for pole. So far he's right, but he's the only front runner there on softs at the minute. I wonder what will happen when the rest of the guys put on softs in the last few minutes of Q2.
Have a little bit of a 0 today, no special flavour.
I'm trying to turn your fibers. When do you're on board?
Well, I don't have a track map, but if you want to take the opportunity to crack open a special drink because it's the last race of the season. Yeah.
There's ice machine going, boys. Oh yeah.
Let's see what Bodder's preparing himself. Wait, is that an ice machine in the fridge itself? I remember I used to have one of them. Now I'm poor and I just have to go from a massive bag. Oh, I'm kidding. It's a bit of a pain though when all the ice fuses together and then you sort of have to falcon punch it all just to separate all the ice.
It is,
pretty much break your hand.
Like that.
Just whoosh!
It's that time you pretend you're like, the Karate Kid and go,
yeah. My dad would improvise though because he couldn't be bothered to punch it or karate chop it or anything like that. He'd just get a hammer. He'd get a hammer. The Jeremy Clarkson approach, whatever, is not mechanical, you hit it with a hammer.
Until it does
whatever's not electrical. Sorry, whatever's not electrical. So I remember that episode. It's just like, what part of the car is not electrical? Not the exhaust manifold.
Smash with a hammer.
There they are. Zetex is next across the line in third place with a 36.1 in the Toro Rosso on the medium compound tyre, so that's 0.4 slower than Brutal Reapers in the Mercedes. It's actually been quite surprising because Zetex, Azza and Brutal... Oh, there you go. John slapped himself up the top there. I was going to say, the Toro Rosso and the Mercedes seem to be the ones topping the board, at least in Q1.
Mm-hmm. Man with the cash team's happy enough for you at the minute.
It's only 6 minutes to go left of the session, so and he's on the soft compound tyre while everyone else is on the medium. So it's hard to say really, but I don't know if any of the medium runners will beat the man with the cash in time. So I have a feeling, going by a rough judgment here, I think he might be alright.
He might be okay. Exactly. He's on softs as well, everyone else going on mediums.
There you go, Magic Marks and Azza. Well, Azza's now going into the pits, same with Magic Marks, so they're going in. Let's have a little look at Will. Actually, who's closest between Will and Peppermeat? Peppermeat is next to across the line because
he is.
Signed is still... actually, no, Signs has now come out of the pits. He actually has had a really good track record as well. Jake Moore, RSF1 Signs. He's done really well. I think he's still proud of that pole that he got in qualifying in Italy.
Jake Moore, yeah. Great lap. Great lap. I don't know, I was talking to him afterwards, and he said, I don't know if I can pull it off again. And I was like, dude, you don't have that. That was a fantastic lap. And it was just unfortunately just such a poor race. But to me, he's one of those drivers in F2 that has just been kept at it, kept hammering at the door.
Oh, Peppermeat! No, Peppermeat's out! That's one driver out of Q2. That is bad luck for Peppermeat. He was on board with him as was having that discussion, and now
Same
poor
as
Peppermeat.
that, yeah.
Oh, and also he almost caught Will! Oh, Will reacted just in time because Peppermeat's actually just after the apex. That's where he crashed, so Will had to react quick there. And Will's put himself into P9 with a 137 dead, but I have a feeling that was slowed maybe because he had to react to the stricken car of Peppermeat.
Definitely. It'll definitely have to go again. There's 4 minutes left. He's time to come in, maybe grab a quick set of tyres and run very quickly out. That's unfortunate. It's a kind of a very bad spot as well. If that crash happens in the exact same place during the race, I would like to see a safety car or a virtual safety car for that because it is sitting on the racing line.
I think we can also say that the safety car has been a broken feature in this year's game, because I remember in Austria we had Cross Carey in F2, and he retired. No, that was Germany. Sorry, he retired in the pits. Because he didn't want to carry on with the rest of the race. He just felt, you know what, I'm just going to retire. I don't want to carry on. He retired in the pits, and that constitutes a safety car.
Yeah. Don't ask me how. And we were watching Spain as well. I remember F2 in Spain, the end of lap 1. Sorry, it's the start of sector 3 on lap 1, the DRS zone. We saw like 5-6 cars maybe spinning. We had like 2 cars DNF straight away. The rest of them kind of got wing damage or whatever it was. And like, it was just a massive cluster. Beep. And like, if I had the magic button to call out a safety car down in there, I would. But the game didn't do it. I don't know why. You know, you're 4 or 5 cars all facing different directions. Why doesn't the game, like, algorithm go through this processing and go, yeah, you have 4 or 5 cars stricken that are like doing 0 kilometers an hour or spinning sideways? You think that would be a safety car? Anyway, Codemasters, that's one you've broken.
I would like to see maybe in future if like you're spectating and a double yellow goes on, like a crashed car or anything like that, or someone's gone off. If there's a double yellow in a race, that spectators would get the ability to vote if that constitutes a safety car. So that the game will pop up with an ability saying, do you think this should be a safety car or something like that, and then you can know. It's like how kick the vote kicking system, you know, like it requires a certain amount of people to say yes to deploy the safety car in terms of like the spectating.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with you on that. On Assetto Corsa, I believe it has that function. The spectator has that, and also in Assetto Corsa, the game is so much built around sim racing that if you have a full grid, say of 20 drivers, you actually have 21 drivers. The extra one driver is the guy that's sitting behind the wheel in the safety car. So when a safety car is deployed,
awesome.
He is literally the safety car driver. So that is his one job for sitting in the pits all race long. That is his job. That is a pretty cool job. We were kind of saying there about the points about the safety car. There, 1 second.
That's fine, mate.
Sorry, Charles. I was just saying about the safety car. We saw it as well in Silverstone this season in F2. I'm not going to mention what driver it was because I think it's unfair to mention drivers. We had one driver who was doing a very specific strategy, and next thing we had a backmarker spin coming out of Maggots of Vegas. It literally spun on the spot, came on the corner, wherever it was, and was facing the wrong direction. One car, there was no other cars around him at this time. It was literally a backmarker. The game goes, boom, safety car. Now, that one driver who was racing up front, he wasn't in the lead, but he was fighting for it with this very specific strategy. His race was ruined, not of a legitimate safety car in my eyes, because it wasn't a proper crash. It was literally a car spinning, coming out Maggots of Beckett, and off the track, came back on the track. That's a safety car. That is not a safety car in my eyes. A safety car is when you have 2 or more cars plough into each other, plough into the wall, and they're sitting on the racing line. If they're off the racing line, it's fine. If they're sitting on the racing line, that's a huge safety thing, and cars need to be made aware of that. But in Silverstone, that really annoyed me. Genuinely annoyed me, because we had a driver who was, you know, he was going for it. He was going to guarantee the podium if the strategy worked out for him. It's just unfortunate it didn't.
There is a slight chance that Magic Marks might get knocked out of Q2, by the way, Bono. Sorry to cut in.
Yeah,
it's now the end of Q2, and right now, as it stands, Peppermeat and Will are out of Q2. As we put deep in conversation, you know, he gets really into it. Can Marks make it into Q3, the champion? Can he do it? He can! Second place! Magic Marks, the champion, gets into Q3. Azza is in the danger area. He's getting a toe actually off of his teammate, C-Tex. Is C-Tex going to let him go by? Yeah, I think they're going to work together in this.
I hope he does. He's going to pull. Yes, he does.
Yep,
Good job on C-Tex.
There's the teamwork there by Toro Rosso. That could give Azza the little jump he needs to get into Q3. Mr. T, however, he is just ahead of Azza. Damon Hill is actually in the danger zone, as me and Bob like to call it in P10.
He's coming in. He's done. His fate is now in the hands of Azza.
Yeah, and Mr. T, because Mr. T is actually on the lap. He's underfueled the car.
Back in.
Oh, no, Azza! No, that might be Azza done. That might be Azza done now. Azza's out of Q2. He's brought it down. So now, the last car to put Damon Hill down is Mr. T. Going around the last corner he goes. Can the Alfa Romeo driver get himself into Q3? Yes, he can. P4 by Mr. T. Damon Hill is out of Q2.
Very tough. Very tough. You think you're safe? Oh, he's not there. Yes.
I think we should invite Will into the virtual comms box in a moment.
That is a very good shout. Let us do that whenever it pops up.
So the moment we enter the session, because they've got cars in the pits, I think it's Az's car. Will, if you are watching the stream, you have been given the invitation by me and Bodder to join the
Boom.
virtual
Invite
comms box.
sent. Let's follow on.
That was a very good lap though by Mr. T. He puts himself into the top 4.
Needed it.
We cannot forget, this is the man who was previously dominating F4, and he's still able to leave a mark in F2. Very quick.
I think he got a podium last week in Brazil. I think it was. He got a podium from that.
Really?
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Just reading that there, Will Spur says there was definitely a safety car, even a red flag. Yeah, I suppose red flag. All right, so who we
Ben
lost
is balling.
Who we lost in Q2 is RSF1 Damon Hill, whatever you call him. Azza, Will X41, and Peppermint. So I'm just going to send out another invite to Will X41.
I think Will's Portuguese. I think that's the Portuguese flag.
It is. Let's see if you know what I mean.
Wow, so we've got a real diversity. We've got Mexican, we've got Irish, we've got German, and then we've got a Portuguese driver. Welsh,
Scottish.
Yeah, we've even got Welsh drivers.
Yeah. I don't think we have any French drivers, do we? We have a couple of Germans.
We have a couple of Germans. Definitely got a lot of Germans. Got quite a lot of Scots. I think, Moronix, or RSF1 Hamilton, is our first Scottish champion in the league.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting on Will. I don't know if he's going to be able to join.
He could be in deep conversation with his engineer, so I don't want to push him too much, but the 2 invites were
We could try Azza. If he doesn't join, we could try Azza, because he's been a driver that has been knocked out of Q2 as well. We'll give him a moment. Anyways, Q3, the last qualifying session of F2. So this is really where it all comes down to really the last top. We've lost 7 cars in this session. We've got 2 Mercs, we've got 2 Red Bull, 2 Alfa Romeo, 1 Ferrari, 1 Renault, and 1 Racing Point. So that is
as is in the
really
chat saying he was up a second. As was up a second, but the car went for a bit of a slide on him.
But he still did good. Get very good coordination with your teammate Zetek's actually one of the Toro Rossos that made it into Q3 as well.
Yep.
But very good work there by the pair of them, though. Even though that Azza had a little slight off, the teamwork was still very good. So let's have a little look at some cars. So right now, Brutal Reaper.
Sorry, every time.
Brutal Reaper. Signs, Magic Mart, the RM Polo, Marco. Zetek, Senna, basically everyone but Man with a Cash is currently on an outlap. Oh no, he's on an outlap. Everyone's gone out, so 10 cars on the grid. Actually, I like the look of Man with a Cash's helmet. He's got a new helmet.
Let's have a look.
It's like a aqua green sort of detail, like chrome and white.
I like it. Goes well with the red. It stands out.
Definitely does.
As I think, is it the Magic Man or Mr. T is first on the lap?
There you are. Mr. T,
Magic
sorry
Man.
about that. My mother just got home, so I was just greeting her. She's just finished a 12-hour shift, so she's very tired. So just I remember she went to work about 8 in the morning, and she's just finished. Well, she's just got back now at 10 to 9. This is UK time, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. 10 to 9 UK time, and she is knackered, but she's got a day off tomorrow, so she
deserves
relax.
It. Definitely deserves it. Anyone who works 12-hour shifts, man, they deserve it. My mother-in-law does the same thing, 12-hour shift. I don't know how she does it. But look, fair play to her for doing it.
Yeah, I found a new respect for it because I recently got full-time work and I do 10 hours now. Because in my workplace, our area closes a couple of hours. Thinking, and it looks like Mr. T got the back end kicking out, going for the chicane there in the second sector. So the area my mother works in, all the staff, all like the senior staff and all that, everyone like that finishes at 8:30, but my area, because I work in a kitchen, we all leave, we shut the kitchen about 6, and then we stay later to clean up depending on how dirty, how much stuff is left from the dinner service, and if there's a lot, then it can drag on and we'd be late. But at the moment,
34.9
Magic Marks, 34.9 set by the champion, so a really fast time set by Magic Marks. We've seen Brutal Reapers, as I was speaking about him, a 1:34.6, faster than Magic Marks. That's incredible. WR stretch.
We got Brutal towards the end of Q3 here.
Oh yeah. CCRL Gunther, as we know as Azza, he says, "Can I get in the comms box?"
It's a bit late now, dude. We're nearly halfway through Q3 actually.
I'm afraid it is a little late now, buddy. I'll leave it to Bodder. I'll let Bodder have the.
Come on, real quick. It's the last race. I won't say no. Come on, last race. One question.
You've got
2
a couple
seconds.
of minutes.
Come on, yeah, let's go. Get in here. Come on, Azza.
So right now, Signs. John Digweed is not going to be able to set a lap because he DNF'd. So John Digweed is out of Q3 in 10th place. That's where he will be starting. Man with a Cash, Senna and Signs are the only cars to not set a lap yet. It looks like Mr. T is P6. Signs has set a lap of a 1:50, but I think he will be trying that again. Senna, I think he invalidated that lap. Have a look at Mr. T. He's actually ran out of fuel.
Due to terminal damage?
Unfortunately, as if
it
you...
is. Can't believe it is out.
Yeah, so he's out in P10. You have until the 5-minute mark left, Azza, to join. If you're unable to get in, then I'm afraid that you've missed the window of opportunity for the
look at
old
that.
areas.
He is quick. He is quick.
Very, very quick. Make sure you've ticked the box in the party to include your audio. Hello, Azza. We're going to have to make this quick, unfortunately, mate, because it's last 6 minutes left of Q3. But as you was up on the second on your flying lap in Q2, but then you had a little bit of a moment in the third sector. But are you going to try and keep the form going, though, for the race?
Yeah, definitely. I would have easily made it through. I just corner cut like the slightest bit through that bit when I slid. So I just got off the car straight away. But Z-Tex and Brutal are looking like quick. Their race pace is a lot quicker than quali pace. Yeah. Like, because I've been in party with them, we've been a lot of practice. They're a quick rounder now. They'll be like really competitive in the.
Before you go, Azza, I was just going to say, obviously you joined in a little late for our season as a reserves originally, and then a full-time Toro Rosso seat. Are you hoping to join us for a second season?
Yeah, I've already signed up. Yeah.
Oh, brilliant.
Awesome, mate.
Oh, look.
That'd be good to see you on the grid battling once again, and this time at the beginning, so you have a good chance of fighting for the championship. But anyways, mate, it had to be a bit of a quick one because we're nearing the end of Q3. But good luck in your race, and also best of luck to your teammate Z-Tex as well. Looks like you both are ladies on your hands to deal with.
Yeah, this is going to be a hard race. But thanks. Good luck with comms anyway. Yeah.
Cheers, Al.
Thank you very much, mate.
Talk to you.
Best of luck, mate, for the race.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you to F1 Azza for joining us in the comms box. It may have been a quick one because we've only got 4 minutes left of this session. Currently as it stands, Brutal Reapers still sits in provisional pole for the race start. DRM Marco is still on the charge through the second straight. He's looking like he's trying to put Alfa Romeo up there. Fellow Irishman Bodder is, you know, after losing Peppermeat in the beginning stages of Q2, he's the lone Irishman standing. He wants to put his name up there.
He wants to be going for it. He wants top 5, even if he can, at least top 3. See what he can do here. Meanwhile, everyone else is kind of sitting in the pits, kind of watching it out, waiting for the last 2.5 minutes, would you say? I think it's get around here about
I'd say
40. So we're going to see cars leaving around 2:10, 2:20. I reckon is what we're going to see. Now, don't judge me on my predictions.
About the 3-minute mark, roughly around that time. Because if they all wait to the 2-minute, they'll all be going at the exact same time. So the chances of clumping up together will be quite high.
And that's when you floor it and you tell everyone, "Get out of my way! I'm on outlap."
Yeah, and then it'll turn into Monza, what we had in 2019 real life. You know, everyone's just like, he won't get out of the way. There are DRM Marco, P6. 1:35.7, so very good move there from Marco. He's retired on the track.
Okay.
So hopefully the car will find the nearest point to park. Yep, there it is. It pulls off to the nearest point. In real life F1, when you park up there, the officials, you know, people on track will be moving the car and clearing it off. There we are, Brutal Reapers. He is now out onto the track on his outlap. He's looking to maybe try and solidify himself in P1 and do a faster lap. Keep Magic Marks behind him. It's weird to see, you know, like, we've seen so many different teams be like fast in RSF1. To see a Mercedes or like Red Bull or Ferrari be up the top as well, it's weird because, you know, in real life they've been quite good cars, but in RSF1, you know, it's normally been Racing Point or Haas or Alfa Romeo really doing it in all 4 divisions.
Yep. Haas has been a lucky car, it seems, doesn't it? Across all divisions.
Yeah. Division 1.
There we go, all out laps.
Division 3, yep, everyone's gone out now. A slight little hiccup there I saw with the stream. That was only literally just like a moment second because that wasn't too bad. Oh, actually, no, the stream looks fine. Oh, no, there it is. Yeah, Brutal Reaper.
Brutal Reaper is going to be our first one.
The last corner. And now he's going to cross the line and begin his flying lap. The final flying lap that Brutal can do of the RSF1 season before the race. Can he do it? We'll stay on board with him as he is currently right now the contender for provisional pole with our champion Magic Marks and third place AMS Z-Tex. As I said, Z-Tex has been quite strong today with him. They've been practicing. And Senna, RSF1 Senna, has not yet set a time. However, his teammate Signs is 5th place. Man with a cash, sitting in 4th, Racing Jace, Reverend Kevin. He's going to try and definitely fight for that top spot. But anyways, here we go here into the chicane. Here's where we saw Nico Hulkenberg with his famous "I'm hanging like a cow" phrase after a bit of making contact last year with a car. And also it's sad to see Nico Hulkenberg leave the F1 grid.
Yeah, very sad to see him leave.
And hopefully we'll see him again. Hopefully it's not the last. It's like Jenson Button. He doesn't do Formula 1 racing, but he's still in motorsport. Yeah, he still works with it. So it's good to see JB still out. Fernando Alonso as well. He's not with Formula 1 anymore, but he still comes around and supports the McLaren team. You know, never forgets home. Unity Hush says stream starting to lag a bit now, sadly. It's been fine other than that one little hookup I saw earlier, but, you know, I haven't seen anything yet. They are Brutal Reapers. Can he set a faster time? He does! A 1:34.4! He manages to go faster! What's a lap from the Brutal Reapers? Next is AMS Z-Tex.
Man with the cash.
Oh, yeah, man with the cash. Final sector.
Oh, man with the cash!
This
is the wall, same as perfect meat. Z-Tex now. Z-Tex will come around the corner. This is going to affect Z-Tex lap. Oh, good
Oh,
job,
look
man
at
with the cash. Reverse it out
Man
there.
with the cash.
Good job, to
Man
Matt
with the
with
cash. Well, I have to give him mad respect there, making sure he wasn't in the way. Because Zetec, he gets second place, faster than
Magic
Marks.
Mark,
Look
Magic
at
Mark.
the champion. Round the last corner, can Magic Marks get up higher? He can't! Our champion starts third place for the race start.
Science.
Next is Signs. We still have Mr. T and RSF1 Signs to cross
Mr.
the
T.
line for the
Mr.
race
T
start.
fifth.
Mr. T, he goes fifth fastest. He goes faster than Signs.
What
He
can
puts
Jake
Red
Moore
Bull
do?
both together. What can Jake do? Fourth fastest. He puts Man with the cash down.
That puts Jake Moore in a good position for the win here. Very good position.
It does. Because he's in the front two rows for the
He
race
is.
start. So that's a very good position starting. So Bodder, it's been a very interesting qualifying session for Q1, 2 and 3, the final one of the season. So this is our final qualifying result for F2 with John Digweed in 10th with no lap set, WR Stretch 9th, Marco 8th, Senna 7th, Mr. T 6th, Man with the Cash 5th, Signs 4th, Magic Marks 3rd, Zetec 2nd, and Reapers. Brutal Reaper. Brutal. He goes first. First fastest in Q3.
Look at the difference.
The
Just under
race
2
start.
tenths for him and Zetec. It's just brilliant.
Quexer actually said in there, F1 pace that.
Yeah. Very close to it.
ECRL Gunter, which is Benaza, I would have been third, laughing emoji, with like the AOK emoji.
No.
Like Ben is balling, is like, no! He's not happy about something. Camo saying, go on Signs. And RSF on Verstappen, frontline speed! And
interesting race.
Bodder, there is one thing we've got left to do before the race starts.
What is that, Primus?
And that
What
is-
is that?
Oh, it's that time again, everyone. Once the drivers have finished in the transition period for the last time for F2, we've got Bodder's famous formation lap.
It's not famous yet. It's getting there. It's getting there. Maybe next season it might be famous.
You spice up the formation laps, though. You
I love
make
the
it
formation
fun,
lap.
You
and
you make it fun for everyone.
myself and Snow were all talking off air, because we did Brazil last week for F2, and I said to Snow, I says, can I do the formation lap? He goes, no, I want to do it. And I was like, well, it's my formation lap, I'm doing it. And it was, two of us kind of like, no, it's mine. I was like, yeah. That was pretty cool.
Dennis Borden said, I'm tired of getting out qualified by Mr. T.
Mr. T is quick. Yeah, but for Stafford, use more frontline speed. That's for everything, dude. Frontline, what do you use for the corners? Okay, you have frontline speed, but what do you use for the corners? Downforce?
Corner speed.
Straight line cornering speed!
Oh gosh. And now we're just in the
use the
transition
force.
period. Yeah, just
I force my way around the corner.
yeah. I'm what? Well, actually, I want to see, someone make a meme, because the whole Baby Yoda thing's become a meme. I want it's just
Yes.
like when you're watching the stream and don't and see everyone using frontline speed, and then you just see him holding the cup. Something like that. We need like
cool.
RSF1 memes being made. Just
We do. We
someone
need to see
making
more
something,
memes
that'd
in
be-
the chats, isn't it? On Discord, we need to see more memes. Wholesome memes now.
Yeah.
Not bad memes.
Wholesome, not offensive, We'd like to see
Yes.
some wholesome memes. I want to hear cornering speed and frontline speed in race lol by Verstappen.
It's good
Yeah,
to see
so
the
we are
drivers on
just
big
gonna-
time.
Yeah, it's always good to just take your time. Vettel has just said, alright, make me a meme.
How about someone else makes us the meme and we all just copy and paste it and just change the text on it?
Well, actually, I don't know if it's been announced on stream, because I can put them up on them as long as they're wholesome and not offensive. If any memes do get made, I can actually put it up onto the Instagram and Twitter, so you guys can have a little look at it.
There you go, guys. You heard it first.
Because I recently, and I want to thank you guys in the committee for giving me this new job title, head of the social media team. So it's good to be a part of be the head of the social media team. But yeah, if you guys make wholesome memes that are not offensive, then maybe I might let them go in there. You know, just a little bit of fun.
Exactly. Let's see what we got here. To Bitsy, Mr. T, the question is, who will get wing damage on the first corner? Let's go Jake, says Camel. Wing damage. I think wing damage turn 1 is not too bad, is it? Turn 1?
It's been quite tamed over the past few weeks. Well, not past few weeks, past handful of weeks, you know. Wing damage in a race is kind of inevitable because, you know, you'll be racing wheel to wheel and then you have like a little touch or anything like that. It's just racing. You know, when you get like, it all depends, you know, just... You're guaranteed, like, you're never ever going to be safe from like
but still though,
any wing
you
damage,
don't want to be touching
like,
anyone. You want to refrain as much as you can from contact. Myself and Snow did 2 or 3 laps in F3 around Monza side by side, and he will tell you the exact same thing. We spent nearly a lap and a half side by side. Anyway, we're countdown.
10 seconds remain until the formation lap begins, the final one for F2. And the final formation that Boda can give for F2 today, I'm going to hand it over to him.
All right, so for my last formation lap of the season, here we go. Take off. In the back, starting in 17th, Max Senna in the Haas. The lucky Haas, we're talking about that in the middle of qualifying. Can he get forward? Can he start making some room? He's starting today on the mediums. In 16th, right in front of him is the Pink Panther. Racing Point, RSF1 Shane. We're talking to Shane, I think it was at the end of maybe Q1, I think it was. And it wasn't there for him, wasn't working. Whatever happened, he bottled it. He does it sometimes. But look, never turn your back on Shane in a race. He is one driver that will come up through the field and suddenly be behind you within a few laps. Very fast driver, one to watch out for in this race. In 15th, Max Tarp in the Ferrari. He's starting on softs. In 15th. That could be a bit of a strange one now. But look, if he gets to the field, he's doing good. He's obviously going for a 2-stop possibly tonight. Max Tarp, watch for him to go forward. Watch for him actually get a good launch off the line as well. If he can get a good start in turn 1, he'll be doing good for himself. 14th, Pep Meet, fellow Irishman. Try to give him a shout out. Crashing in qualifying. Hopefully he doesn't crash in the race. He's on mediums tonight. In 13th we have RSF1, Will X41 in the Haas. He is on the mediums tonight. In 12th, we're just talking him. He started Q3. It is F1 Azza. CRL Gunter, I think it was, on Discord. And he is on the hards, actually. He's starting on the hards in 12th. So that would be an interesting one to see how much of a getaway he kind of gets on them and see what kind of works for them. Him is obviously going for 1 stop. In 11th is RSF1 Damon Hill in the McLaren. He's in 11th, starting on fresh mediums. He is going to be one of the guys starting on fresh tyres. He's starting 11th, so he's the fresh pick of them. 10th, John Digweed. The guy who just suddenly started practicing has gotten very good. Starting on mediums tonight. In 9th, WR Stretch, another fast driver. Look for him in this race. Another driver that could go up to the field. Duran Marco in the mediums as well. He is on the Alfa Romeo. In 7th, we have RSF1 Senna. He's also on mediums in the Red Bull. 6th is Mr. T. Sitting in the softs. That could be interesting. Man with the cash on the softs as well in 5th. RSF1 Science, Jake Moore. Watch for this guy. This guy could potentially win the race. I kind of hope he does because he's such a great season up until now. That's Science in 4th. In 3rd, the Magic Man. Can he get a race win tonight? He's starting on mediums. In 2nd is Zetex in the Toro Rosso. He's also on mediums. And in 1st, I think it's his first pole, in RSF1, Brutal Reaper, sitting on pole tonight. Primus, that is your formation lap.
That was a very, very good formation lap, and it is the last one of the season. Thank you very much, Boda. It's been a pleasure to hear the formation laps and work with you in the qualifying. And the race start begins. And it's lights out, and away we go. And it looks like Zetex actually got a really good run off the line. Brutal Reaper, however, keeps ahead. Into turn 1 we go. Mr. T actually goes down the inside. DRM Marco actually is fighting with Man with the Cash in the midpoint. Looks like the top 3 are not really battling that much. It looks like John Digweed has fallen down to the bottom of the grid after having a bit of a problem.
Mr. T,
Next
yeah,
Senna moves
good.
up 4th 4 places. Mr. T's actually, yeah, he's fallen down to 9th place. He's battling with WR Stretch, and he's got the McLaren and the Haas. The Haas of Will hitting the back of, well, touching the back of him there. But DRM Marco, he's made up quite a few positions. It's been actually a calm race start by the looks.
Very calm. As C-Tex makes a look on Brutal Reaper, gets back in line real quick before Magic Mark takes his position.
And here we go, the top 3 battle has only really just started now in the second DRS zone. Obviously DRS is not enabled until lap 3 of the race has began, or a restart of a safety car. He is looking to make a move on the Mercedes driver, Brutal Reaper. These two have been very close in qualifying.
However, for a bigger schleip, he's all good, he's all good.
Oh, and they managed to save that one on John Digweed. And it's looking really, really good though. But Magic Marks, he's still trying to stay with them. Sainz is actually getting a little bit close now on Magic Marks. So we could see Sainz fighting for the top, for the 3rd spot on the podium. But right now as it stands, going through lap 1, Brutal Reaper 1st, Z-Tech 2nd, Magic Marks 3rd, Sainz 4th, Marco 5th, Cash 6th, Senna 7th, Tabitzi 8th, Stretch 9th, and Will in the top 10.
I saw a bit of carbon fibre flying off there, so I'm quickly flicking through the cars to see who has damage and who doesn't. I see Max Star, excuse me, missing one of his end plates. So he's definitely a bit of damage there so far, but everyone else seems very clean. I can't see any other damage in any other car at the minute.
And it looks like Max Senna is looking to get past Damon Hill in the McLaren. I'm pretty sure if he's going to be able to watch this back, this might go in like go in the memory books for the last race of the RSF1 season. The Hash driver looking like he wants to maybe get a move done on Damon, but we have to give it a minute because down the inside goes C-Tex on Reaper into the chicane. C-Tex takes the lead of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, and Brutal Reaper is trying to maybe make a retaliation to take back the top spot. He's in the slipstream. Will he try and make the move going into the 2nd chicane? No, he's not. He's probably going to, actually the 3rd chicane, sorry. He's going to play it safe. He's going to wait for a moment.
Yeah, I just noticed there Damon Hill has a bit of damage as well. He's missing the template. Let's see him lose the few positions.
It looks like Will's made contact with Peppermeat, and that allows Max Senna to make the move down the inside. He makes a little touch on the side pull of the McLaren, but luckily it's still going good. But now he's under pressure from Azza in the Toro Rosso. Down the inside they go onto the sweeping right-hander. Oh, and that looks like they've touched. Max Senna's been hit by the McLaren, not McLaren, the Toro Rosso of Azza. They went side by side, and unfortunately, he was around the outside, he couldn't go anywhere, and it looks like there's contact there between the Toro Rosso and the Haas car.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. You never want to see something like that happen, but look, it's racing. Sometimes contact will happen. It is unavoidable. DRS is enabled.
E-Tech, so these guys have just gone up. Oh, a little bit of lag there. Sorry about the lag, gentlemen. It's still fine. Still fine. Alright. We can't help stormy weather. It happens. And down the inside,
making the move on
Reaper.
C-Tex.
He retakes the lead of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, and it looks like C-Tex is trying to get a little look. Yep, it looks like it doesn't happen yet. Sorry about the lag, everyone. It's just what happens. Anyways, Brutal Reaper takes 1st place back again. Shane passed Azza. Shane's now looking to catch up to Damon in the McLaren. Sainz is actually getting very close with Magic Marks. So the top 4 have stayed pretty close. Marco's 1.2 seconds behind RSF1 Sainz. Man of the Cash is actually getting a little bit close to DR Marco, so back with the Ferrari power unit. And next, sorry, not Mexico Senna, RSF1 Senna, he is actually now starting to gain on the Man with the Cash.
This front 4 is looking very racy. Some nice primers. You got Brutal Reaper, Z-Tex, Magic Man, and Sainz, Jake Moore. They are looking very racy. They're all staying very, very close to each other, just waiting for that one driver to make one mistake in one corner. And that's how it all can happen.
How amazing would it be for Jake Moore, or RSF1 Sainz as we know him as, final race of the season, gets a podium? That'd be pretty nice.
It'd be fantastic. Look, think of the momentum, think of the confidence then he'd be going into season 2 with that. It'd be just absolutely immense for him. Like, it would mean the world to him. Even the podium would just mean so much to Jake Moore. Jake Moore has just been, we've been saying it all season, he's knocking at the door. He's just been fighting and fighting and fighting. He just needs good results to go his way. Bit of good luck, keep it flying.
now here comes a battle with DRS. It looks like Zetex is ready to try and make yet another move on Brutal Reapers for the lead. He goes down the inside, going into the chicane. Again, the famous area where he was hanging like a Hulkenberg after contact, going into that corner. And it looks like the battle continues again. They're side by side in the DRS zone with DRS assistant. Brutal Reapers retakes the lead.
Great job by Brutal Reaper, still fighting for it. Love to see it.
These two are not giving each other, any room for that error.
Magic Marcus sitting back watching all this unfold as well. Yeah, this is brilliant.
So is Sainz. Sainz is not letting this go unnoticed. He is waiting. As you said, he's knocking at the door. He's ready.
Knocking at it.
He wants it.
Yeah. Azza just overtook Shane there in the back. That's unusual because Azza is actually on hards versus Shane's mediums. Right 3 laps into the race. So Azza
actually had a bit of contact with next centre as well, which pushed Azza down. So we might see a one-stop from Azza.
Yeah, oh, definitely. I think we're definitely going to see a one-stop from Azza tonight. Him on the hards, most definitely. Oh, yellow flag! That's a turn!
Oh, Marco! We've lost DRM Marco! Oh, and that's actually slowed down Peppermeat.
Yeah.
Peppermeat trying to get by him. Obviously, DRM Marco, nothing he can do. He's got wing damage. He's trying his best to move. And he's now actually got under pressure from Will, but obviously with no with a damaged front wing, they're missing the left end plate. It's going to make him a sitting duck in the corner, down the inside, into the hairpin, onto the straight. Goes Will, back in the 10th place with the point here, even though he's not got the bit of the wing. Still got the straight line speed though, the battle of the Ferrari engines. And looks like Will just gets out ahead.
Yeah. It's unfortunate for Marco, that sweeping right-hander in Sector 1. Yes, you can go through it on full pelt if you have fresh tyres, but as your tyres wear, I think we're going to see more cars spin on that corner tonight, Primus.
Definitely, and these guys are still not given any room for anything in the top 4. The battle for first is so close. It's actually if I look at distance to leader, signed in 4th place is 1.3 seconds off of Brutal Reapers. The battle is so close. Literally, they could taste first place. Well, looks like Azza's moved up into 11th place, passing Damon Hill, who also has wing damage, both Marco and Damon with damage. So that has allowed Marco to recover a little bit from that incident with Max Senna, pushing him up into 11th place. Shane gets past DRM Marco round the outside on the last corner. Very good pass by Shane.
Yeah, we're just reading here in the chat. It says RSF1 which happened. It says, come on, Sainz, no pressure, using my race setup. There you go. Oh, John Digweed made up a bit of ground as well after falling very, very far down the grid. Stretch is right in the back of Mr. T as well. He's watching this. He's making a move on the hairpin.
Oh, yeah.
Inside him. He's just not there.
WR Stretch actually got his first podium in Belgium. Yeah, but I'll let you go on with this battle.
Oh, it's a bit to the inside line. Stretch is going to take the outside. Oh, it's the battle of the front line speed. Can I say that? No, I'm not going to say it. I just said it. WR Stretch has him. That's it. It stretches position. Good job.
But now Mr. T's actually going to have the advantage with DRS. But here's the thing: how long will those soft tyres last in Abu Dhabi? Remember, it's a desert, so the temperatures will be much hotter and harsh on the soft compound tyres. Mountain Cash has got a 3-second time penalty. A very good move by WR Stretch. I think for the final race of the season, the guys in the Renault team are looking to try and take away some good points after, no Brundle for tonight from being at work. WR Stretch is the
Shane
only
is slow
Renault
on
to try and
sector
pick up
3.
some points at the end.
That's our yellow
Mr.
flag.
T goes wide.
No damage on Shane's car. He's all good.
I think that might have been... that's not Max Tarrant. He's on the hard compound tyre near the back. He's actually got DRM Marco. No, that's DRM Marco on the hard compound tyre down the back there. But they'll be fighting for 16th place. Never give up even if you're at the back, because you never know if a safety car might make an appearance. Yeah, Mr. T's already in the pits. Yeah, I think those soft tyres really don't last.
I did a quick practice here. No, it wasn't last night. I think it was the night before. And man, the softs do not last. It's 6 to 8 laps, I'd say. 8 and after 8, 9 laps. Yes, they can do 10, maybe 11, 13, but you are struggling. You're losing like nearly 2 seconds a lap. Well, I was losing like 2 seconds a lap, but I'm not a very fast driver.
Magic Marks is actually now starting to drop off of AMS Z-Tex, as spotted out by RSF1 Flaming. So yeah, it is actually looking like Z-Tech and Brutal are still battling. Oh, Brutal goes a little bit slow there through the chicane. That's going to allow Z-Tex to instantly jump on that opportunity with the assistance of DRS.
To me, I'm right on board here with sorry, no problem. I'm right on board here with Magic Mark, and to me, from his viewpoint, it just looks like the two front guys are just so close together. They look so feisty, so aggressive when they're looking to go into battle side by side. That maybe Magic Mark is just saying, I'm not going to risk my nose in there when those two guys are battling already. So I might just sit back on this stint, see what happens. Maybe on stint 2, come back, fight more.
But he's actually been using the battery. He's actually only got half a battery. He's been actually pushing to try and get past. He's been using that battery pack. It looks like the champion's actually struggling to keep up with Z-Tex and Reapers.
Oh, if that's the case, Science isn't too far behind the Magic Man either.
No, they're both still very close. Because right now it's a battle. Well, Marks has yet to make an attempt to try and get past. Cash has pitted in, as you said, the soft compound tyre, 6-8 laps, and Cash is happy after 7.
So he's wanted mediums. So that's 20 laps he's going to ask now on his mediums. It is doable.
Azza is actually up in P9. He gets a penalty, just as I mentioned Azza from the curse. But Azza is into P9. Shane is in 11th. Mex Senna, after falling down to the back of the grid after a little bit of an incident earlier, he's in P14, so he's making his way back up there. So it's good to see Mex Senna. He's now starting to push a little bit more back up in the Haas car.
Definitely. Demon Hill was in.
Still trying to get past.
Demon Hill was in, got a new front wing, as expected. He's back out on mediums. So everyone's
Marco
mediums
and
except for Azza and Marco. They're the only two on hards at the minute.
Right now it looks like Brutals is still defending really nicely, holding off Z-Tex. It looks like WR Stretch is fighting with RSF1 Senna into the chicane, side by side.
Oh, Senna cuts the corner.
Has to back off a little bit. There was no room there for Stretch to try and make a move, so he just went, you know what, I'm going to hold off for a minute. I'll get you again in a minute, Senna. Senna just defending really, really good there. He's making sure that the Renault-powered car doesn't beat Honda.
Yeah, if I was Stretch now, just wait for the DRS. So save your battery, keep it in the second.
Yeah. Penalty given to Senna. That's actually his second penalty of the race already.
Yeah, so when I jumped on board with Senna, he looked like he just cut the corner, and I was like, that looked like a bad cut, to be honest. But you have to do what you have to do.
Peppermint, look at that, he's in 7th. He's recovered quite well as well after a poor qualifying session. Good to see Peppermint is up there. And in real life, in the real Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, there was a battle between Renault and
McLaren,
so it's good to see that it's actually joined into RSF1. So we've got a McLaren-Renault situation, because obviously it's actually between Nico and Daniel in the Renault, and then Lando and Carlos.
Z-Tex is going for it. He's getting it. He's going to try the inside line. He has a DRS. Will it stick?
Oh, and will he make it stick?
He does.
Yeah, he will. He just gets ahead, and now it looks like a brutal repressure from Magic Marks. It looks like Stretch actually gets past Senna.
Stretch gets past Senna. Good job on Stretch. Oh,
Stretch is on the roll.
Bit of a wobble. That leaves the door open for Senna.
Senna and Peppermint have got the DRS. However, Stretch is going to try and cover the inside going into the chicane. He locks brakes. Senna has to back off for a second. Now, it may have been a lock, but that was still defending. Good defence there on Stretch's part. Look at that, 5th place.
Magic Mark on Brutal.
I bet Stretch is pretty happy.
Brutal's gone way off. Brutal's gone wide, completely wide. Oh, and he makes contact.
Oh, they make contact! Oh, and looks like Magic Marks is in 2nd place. A little bit of contact on the inside there from Brutal Reapers. We lost Mex Senna.
I'll check that.
RSF1 signed. He's now in the pit on the medium tyre. Oh, sorry, he's now pitting the medium tyre away, and he is now going on to what's coming on next? The soft compound tyre. Okay. So now AMS Z-Tex is in first place, Magic Mark second, Brutal third, WR Stretch fourth, RSF1 Senna fifth, Peppermeat sixth, Will seventh. You okay there, Bodder? You still there, mate?
Yeah, man, I'm good. I was just watching it there. I think Max Senna must have retired. He obviously had enough being last, so he just brought in. Stretch is taking the inside line on DRS1. Nice little train here building up behind Stretch. Just got Stretch, Senna, Peppermeat. That's Peppermeat. They make a move on Senna. He does. Oh, he sticks it in.
Oh, the little bow! Peppermeat down the inside and he shut the door instantly. Look at that! Peppermeat, what a move! A great move by the McLaren driver. And Senna looks like he's going in for round 2, but Peppermeat actually has the DRS from WR Stretch. So it looks like the advantage that Senna had just a moment ago over Peppermeat is now been relinquished. And now Will is challenging RSF1 Senna, trying to maybe make a chicane, but just no luck just yet. But it looks like the mediums are now starting to fall off because Sainz actually pitted onto fresh new mediums.
Yeah. Those mediums should hopefully carry him to the end. Yeah.
Magic Mark's pits. Magic Mark's now pitting. But now allows CTEX to try and get a fast in-lap.
What compound is Magic Man going to go for here now? He either has to go for the hard or the softs.
Maybe a mediums, because Jake Moore went from medium to medium again. So there's a very good chance
Softs,
Magic Mark's... Yep, Magic Mark's... No, he's gone to mediums.
Again?
It just happens when you're transitioning. Yeah, so that means he's going for a soft tyre finish.
Ooh, I don't know about that. Yellow flag sector 2, let's have a quick look here. I don't think he carries off.
It's Brutal Reaper! He had a spin!
Oh no.
It's those medium tyres. They're worn. That's put WR Stretch and Peppermeat into the podium positions.
McCracken says medium soft for Magic Mark.
This could be playing very well for ZTEX. He could get a really good in-lap in and try and get onto the medium compound tyre and try and stay ahead of the Magic Man who just pitted onto a new set of medium compound tyre. And actually, someone who's now up ahead of the Magic Man is Sainz, who's battling with Magic Man's teammate Shane. It's 2 Racing Point versus 1 Red Bull. What's going to happen? Shane is defending, but he's going to try and give the opportunity to let his teammate maybe go by. Oh, and it looks like Senna goes a little bit, not Senna, Sainz goes a little bit wide and he hits the back of Shane's Racing Point. Magic Marks moves up in position.
This is getting like feisty here, isn't it? Like we're only a turn away into the race. The first set of round the pit stops are coming in now, and guys are getting caught up in traffic, and guys are getting, well, I need to get past you, so I wouldn't mind moving over. Bit of bump on the bang and stopping.
Stretch is now going into the pits. I think he's now starting to feel the wear on those tyres, as is in 4th on those hard compound tyres. And he's only still getting faster. He's actually looking to pressure Will in the Haas. This is very, very close. Oh, Will's actually gone off in the first sector. He manages to save it before he hits the wall. But he manages to get into 3rd place.
Yeah, I did say it earlier on, Brian, with that long right-hander on used tyres, you cannot take it flat out. You're going to have to lift this a good bit through that corner.
That was very, very lucky there to not have gone off.
As is on the back of
he lost the back end. Just as he gets past Will, after Will's little moment, he's now on Peppermeat. Peppermeat feeling that wear on those medium tyres. Look how slow he's going because he's trying to defend, but no grip whatsoever. He's now trying to get past Peppermeat.
Get past Mount the Cash.
Azza's going down the inside on Peppermeat into the chicane. I thought he wasn't going to do it yet. He locks up. They're side by side in the chicane. Azza's still trying. They touch wheels, but there's no damage done. They're still racing, and it looks like Azza gets up into 2nd place after a really good battle with Peppermeat.
Meanwhile, the midfield battle is heating up, so this Magic Mark got past Man with the Cash. Shane got past Sainz in the meantime as well.
It looks like the Magic Man is now starting to gain onto Bitsy. Peppermeat makes a move down the inside. 3rd to last corner, takes back 2nd place from Azza. Man with a cash, 3-second time penalty.
Peppermeat's
It looks
in.
like Peppermeat and Will are going in to pit, which allows Peppermeat, you know, he just wanted to say, you know what, I can still fight you even on these worn tyres. They've gone in. Z-Tex is actually making a bit of a lead. I think he's feeling good on those mediums still. He will need to pit though, because I don't know what the pit window is looking between Z-Tex and Magic Marks.
Peppermint, I think, was getting a new wing as well.
I think Z-Tex is probably going for a one-stop, pushing the mediums as far as he can go, and then go onto the hard compound tire. Az has actually got wing damage, I think, from that overtake that Peppermeat.
He does. He's missing his left end plate. Good spot, Primus.
I think that move down the inside, Peppermeat got on him in this third to last corner, might have had a little bit of contact and left Azza with the, you know, a bit of damage in the end of it. So Peppermeat actually comes out 14th in the pits. Magic Marks is actually getting a little bit of a look there on the inside of Tabitsi. So he is definitely having a little peek.
Primus, is it me or some of the penalties starting to come in a bit faster now? We're starting to see guys get more aggressive, do you reckon?
Oh yeah, definitely. And round the outside, Magic Marks is trying to get on Mr. T. He actually does it round the outside and he shuts the door. Mr. T cannot defend as Magic Marks just made it stick. So very good move there from Magic Marks.
There's only 4 laps of difference between those tyres. You think Mr. T will be able to defend a bit more, but obviously when the Magic Man is behind you versus him, then you don't. He's in front of you.
Brutal Reapers down the inside into the chicane. They make contact, touch wheels with Damon Hill. So the Mercedes and the McLaren are having a really big scrap for 12th place. So it's a very big battle. Mr. T actually gets a 3-second time penalty. AMS C-Tex has actually gone into the pit. Yeah, he's done the one-stop strategy. I call it hard compound tyres.
Good call. That's what he'll be doing. Oh, he has to
And
run.
that-
Brutal Reaper has to run. Demon Hill. He's going to take him.
They're still
Hill run
battling.
wide.
A really good battle. Looks like Damon Hill goes wide. Down the inside in the last corner. Looks like Brutal Reaper gets ahead. He's got 2 McLarens knocking at the door.
You don't want that. You don't want teammates
Look
behind
at
you. That's
the
the last
orange
thing you
boys.
want.
They're both sitting there together. It's just like, bide our time, we're going to get him.
Man, go with Peppermeat. You can just hear him every so often just lift that throttle on that long right hander.
Oh, and Az is being challenged by Magic Marks. Magic Marks actually touches the back of the Toro Rosso. He's got wing damage. The champion has wing damage after hitting the back of Az's car going into the chicane at the end of the second straight. That's not going to do him any favours in the pit stop, as he will need to change his wing over, and also now he's going to lack a bit of aerodynamics in the corners, so he might not be able to make the moves stick really too much in corners. But it looks like Az is now starting to feel it, because they both have wing damage. So it's even Stevens here, but that allows Mr. T to come back because he's got wing damage
again.
and the man. Oh, they both touch again! Is there any more damage to the man?
No, I think he's safe. He's safe, but he's missed the right end plate. That's certainly going to hurt him. As he's coming in. Oh, he's not. He faked as if he was.
He's just defending the inside. Oh, they're getting very
Az is
squirrely there in the last corner. Mr. T, however, he's looking ready. Look how much they're swiping. Like they're ready to try and make moves. Mr. T is ready to just jump in on the pair of them.
Oh, another time.
Oh, there's even more damage! He's lost the other end plate! Looks like Mr. T gets into second place. I called it! The battle is getting really tough because they both have no aero. Azza is now going to be under pressure from Mr. T, the F4 driver, who's had not so great luck in F2. He had the odd podium here, I think, last week in Brazil. Mr. T, he's going to have the DRS on Azza. Is he going to try and make the move? He will. Can Mr. T take the lead of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix? He tries to, but Azza defends very aggressively into the inside, but locks up in the chicane. But that allows Mr. T to get a better run there out. And that looks like
Mr. T is coming.
A really good run. Mr. T with the DRS round the outside. He's still trying. Cash is actually going down the inside of Azza. Looks like they touch a little bit. And in the chicane battle, Azza is trying. They keep hitting each other on the side. But Mr. T, he actually manages to get ahead. And Mr. T takes the lead of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. The first time I've seen Mr. T take the lead of the race since coming to F2. Very good work there from Mr. T.
Yeah, very good job. I'm just watching your Magic Mark. He's missing both end plates. He is on countdown mode now. Oh, he's hit the wall! Magic Mark's out!
Both signs and Magic Marks are gone. We've lost the champion.
That has to be a safety
Signs.
car. If that's not a safety car, this game is broken here and now.
That's the last
on the
corner.
racing line.
Will we see any more incidents happen at that point? Looks like everyone's noticing. Oh my God, the Mercedes! Brutal Reaper almost caught the cars. No, Tarab won't be there for that. But it looks like we've lost one of the two fastest cars. Like two of the fastest cars on the grid. We lost Jake. Jake Moore in his last race in the F2 season. He did tremendous, and so did Magic Marks. We lost the pair of them.
That's unfortunate. I'm gutted for signs for Jake. Absolutely gutted for him. He was right. He was in the top 4, battling with the guys. You know, right behind Magic Mark at that stage. That's unfortunate for Jake. I really do feel for him there.
Zetex, however, he's the one who's going to be on top laughing. He is now gaining on the warm medium runners of Mr. T and the man with the cash. He pitted onto those hard compound tyres. He is now going to get the DRS on the man with the cash. Here comes the next chicane. Man with the cash is going to hang around the outside. Zetex is going to throw it in the inside, and it looks like Man with the cash is not going to try and retaliate. You know, he's going to try and defend a little bit, but you know what? He's just like, I don't want to lose that speed. I don't want to lose the momentum. Just take the position. I'm happy with third at the moment. So it looks like Zetex moves up into second place, and he's gaining quick on Mr. T.
I'd be very careful if I was Man with the cash at the minute. He's 8-lap old medium versus Zetex's 2-lap old hards. So at the very minute, Man with the cash has the advantage. If I was him, I'd make the attack now rather than later, because at later his softs will be going off, Zetex's hards will be coming in.
After the medium runners pit again, because Shane's actually not pitted yet, he's still on 15-lap-old mediums. When he pits, Stretch will move up. So all the medium
Shane's
runners in
now.
the top.
Good call.
So
Shane is in now.
Mr. T, man with the cash. Yeah, Shane's now pitted, so that's allowed Stretch to move up in position. So will allow Will. Stretch, Will, and Zetex will actually be on top of the pit after the medium compound tyres will pit. Mr. T, however, he's struggling with the grip. He's actually being challenged on the hairpin. Here we go. So the battle for first place unfolds. Zetex, after pitting onto the hot compound tyres, after trying to drag out the mediums, is side by side trying to go around the outside on Mr. T. Mr. T maybe trying to make the switch back to maybe try and make a move going into the chicane. No, he won't. Zetex retakes the lead.
Good job on Zetex. Still though, the battle for the front is not over yet. Mr. T, man with the cash, still hanging in there, see what's going to happen.
And Senna, RSF1 Senna is actually still in it. He's in 4th place.
He's 3 seconds back though. I know he's on newer mediums. It's going to be a tough ask. Penalties, of course, is going to play as well, next 10 laps.
So soon the medium guys will pick, because it looks like Mr. T had no tyre grip there to try and battle there with AMS Zetex, because it looks like they're both struggling a little bit for grip. They're both just really Man the Cash is putting pressure on Mr. T, but the tyre grip, don't know where that is. And you called it, by the way, in qualifying. That third to last corner, they both try and battle. Who gets into? Oh, Mr. T missed the pits. Mr. T missed.
He completely understeered and missed the pits. Thank God he didn't hit the wall. He very
That's not going to do him any favours.
No, he's going around again.
It's not going to do him any favours at all. Man with the Cash is on the mediums. He's on soft, medium. Man with the Cash is actually good to the end. On those tyres, could we see Racing Jason get a podium? Just on the last race of the season, Senna, John Digweed, Mr. T, Senna and John Digweed will need to pit again. If Man with the Cash puts the foot down and tries to make his way back up, he could maybe get a podium. He's he's behind Brutal Reaper and ahead of Azza.
Very difficult call at the minute. I'm just watching currently in 7th. He's moving his way back up after a little bit of spin he had.
Yeah, he's doing pretty well. He's trying to gain on heavily. He's on the hard compound tyre. I think he's going to try and take these tyres all the way.
The nearest battle we have at the minute is Az on Man with the Cash. Oh, sorry, Marco as well. Marco on back up.
Oh, yep, Az is now going to try and go down the inside on Man with the Cash into the chicane, and he does it. Azza moves up a position, and Marco got touching wheels with Damon going out of the chicane. They're still side by side going into the third DRS zone. These two are really having a good fight here. They
Side
do
by
not
side.
want to let up.
Get the house
Oh,
right
they
in front.
touch wheels
Back wheels
again.
Oh!
Oh, and it
That's
looks like
not
Marco had to back off. And Damon's actually gaining on the hats. Wait, where'd the hats just go?
Where did that happen from? That was...
It retired? Oh, wait, where's the car?
It was just there and it disappeared.
Yeah. Wait, what happened? He didn't get disqualified.
Yeah, we'll have to look into that after. Meanwhile, there's a yellow flag on the second. This game is broken, man. This game is broken. Absolutely broken.
What? Mr. T pits. Stretch goes fourth.
Meanwhile, Azza is the fastest lap. Azza is fast.
Very, very good. Yeah. Actually, Stretch could go to the end on these tyres. Could we see WR Stretch get his second podium in RSF1 just at the very last race? It'd be amazing to see. Stretch has been very, very patient. He is so grateful for the Belgian podium. It could be a possibility of seeing the Renault in second place. Will Spur said, it's broken, quoting Lando Norris. Do you know what happened there, Will Spur? Or RSF1 Wales, we see in the chat. What happened there? Because you was battling there for a moment with the Alfa Romeo and the McLaren of Marco and Damon. Speaking of those two, they're battling again.
Just reading here, Jake Moore is in the chat. He just says, Mark lost it and then I couldn't do a thing to avoid it, basically. Yeah, podium was there. I agree with you 100%, Jake Moore. The podium definitely was there.
It's a 3 wide battle. Sorry to cut in. Shane, Marco and Hill. 3 wide going into the chicane.
That's incredible. Oh,
incredible battling.
The race point.
Shane and
Marco. Completely cut the corner.
Shane and Marco are battling heavily. And Shane just trying to stay ahead. Marco is just, he's sniffing the back of that car.
Will be there from next time. Some great battling here, Primus. Battling throughout. Lap 20 of 28.
Another looming battle as Maverick Cash is actually gaining on Mr. T, who's in 8th place at the moment. This could be close. Keep an eye on Maverick Cash for a second, because he is gaining on Mr. T. Mr. T looks like he is struggling to keep the man with the cash back. Yeah, and the back end kicking out quite a bit. This is looking
very racy, isn't it?
Very close.
Like,
yeah, very racy.
Overtakes on like the last lap. That's fantastic to watch. So it is.
Well, we have 8 more laps to go of this race.
Azza makes a move on Brutal. Azza makes a move on Brutal inside. Gets him. Will it cut back there for Brutal? No, it's not. Azza takes the position.
Azza said in the interview in the podium chat that him, Brutal, and Zetex have been practicing together. They all chat together at a party. It sounds like they're very good mates off track. So they are both really giving us a good show. Marrakesh and Mr. T are battling into the chicane. Looks like Marrakesh just has to hold back just for the moment until he can make another move on Mr. T. This is an incredible battle. Oh, the Marrakesh is getting very, very close to the gearbox of Mr. T. That was very close there.
Very close. I'm looking for Shane to make some noise. He's currently the only driver on softs at the minute. Saying that, sorry, Senna and John Digweed are going on softs as well.
Oh, so they're going for an aggressive finish.
Yeah. Sure got this last race of the season, might as well.
And Will has commented, was behind Stretch, gain 3's back 2 positions. 1 sector later, gain throws again, back 11 seconds.
Oh, it's unfortunate.
So it might have been that the game froze for him and then suddenly, bam, car's just gone.
I wonder if that's his connection or his Xbox. That's something he'll have to investigate.
Could probably be both. But we'll have a little look at Mr. T and Marrakesh. Yet again, soft compound battle. These two have been battling long and hard pretty much most of this race. Marrakesh trying to make a run out. They contact, they touch wheels. They're not on the soft compound tyres right now in the medium. They both lock wheels. That was a very, very tight battle there. Marrakesh tried to go around the inside, but looks like Mr. T was just adamant on keeping the inside. Man with a cash, look at the battle. He goes very wide going off the chicane. Man with a cash, 3-second time penalty there. Yeah, I could see that. Unfortunately, he went wide going off, but he did cut that corner. Man with a cash, 3-second time penalty. Unfortunately, he did kind of get that one. Peppermeat, however, is gaining on WR Stretch, but the thing is Peppermeat's tyres won't last that long, so if he does get past Stretch, how long can he last?
I reckon Peppermeat is okay. Oh, he's coming in! Peppermeat's coming in!
Oh no, he's going in!
He's okay,
Az is now trying to catch Stretch.
Tell you, Azza so far has played a brilliant strategy. Started off on hards, came in for his mediums. Look at him now, he's currently sitting third, 6 laps left to go.
Jake Moore is cheering on Senna, his teammate, who is actually gaining on Mr. T. Senna can make these soft compound tyres last to the end of the race. We are seeing Red Bull probably try and make an aggressive finish now for the final part of this race. 6 laps to go of the F2 season. It has been an incredible honour seeing these guys battle from Australia to Abu Dhabi, and the battle still goes on.
Man with the cash, when they're brutal.
Oh yeah,
the battle's
Ferrari
gonna stop.
Mercedes
This is
battle.
fantastic.
Oh, brutal
he
gets
wide.
there through braking. A bit wide of braking. They make a little touch. Battlekash gets to the back of Brutal Reaper, and it looks like Mr. T is now going to get a little bit of the action. It's a 3-wide battle between Alfa Romeo, Ferrari, and Mercedes going into the chicane. Can Brutal hold off Man with the Cash? It looks like he breaks a little bit. Mr. T touches the back of the Mercedes. He actually gets the inside on Man with the Cash. Mr. T moves up to 5th.
Those cars look like they're literally pushing each other along. They're that close together.
An incredible battle for 4th place. Stretch, however, gets taken by Azza and loses a bit of time to Azza, so it looks like the Toro Rosso are going to try and make a knockout of a 1-2. WR Stretch, a 3-second time penalty.
If there's anyone to watch here, Primus, it's Senna. Look at Senna, he's only 1 lap old, softs on. He should get past Mount Dash and Spitzy, not a problem. Senna should move up to 5th, I'd say, next few laps.
And looks like Brutal's being cheered on by FN Max. Or if I'm pronouncing that right, sorry if I'm not, I'll just call you Max. Max is cheering on Brutal, who is holding off Mr. T, Man with the Cash, and Senna. 1 car versus 5. He's got John Digweed behind Senna, and down the inside Senna goes on Man with the Cash on the hairpin. What a move by the Red Bull. Senna moves to 6th.
Great move. Great move.
RSF1 Damon Hill has retired from the session, and that is the end of the McLaren drivers' race. It's a Red Bull McLaren. Man, the Cash goes wide. That allows John Digweed to make a move up.
I didn't see who it was, but just as I went on board, I just saw another wheel come over and just hit him or tap him. Wheel-on-wheel contact. I gotta say, Primus, a lot of contact tonight. I wasn't expecting this. Side-by-side contact battling away throughout.
Senna is now trying to gain on Brutal. Brutal was trying to get a little bit of a look going on to Bitsy. Bitsy is adamant to try and keep 4th place. Might be better if he can stay close. But Senna trying to go around the outside on the sweeping right-hander. He just cannot do it because it's just not the room there. John Digweed's putting the pressure on the RSF1 Senna. They're both soft compound tyre runners.
Exactly, you just said it, Primus. John Digweed's on the softs as well. He needs to get the move done. He needs to get past Senna. Senna's saying the same thing to Brutal. They're both on softs. They need to get the move done sooner rather than later.
And it looks like Senna's going to try and maybe make a move on the straight. The start-finish straight. How can Brutal retaliate? He cannot! Senna goes down the inside in the first corner, and it looks like Brutal doesn't have the tyre grip to fight against the soft compound runner. He's trying his best. RSF1 Senna takes 5th place, and now next in the crosshairs is to Bitsy. Maybe Senna could get a podium and chase down WR Stretch, who's on 1 hard compound tyres, because Mr. T, he is gaining on Stretch. Look at that, Stretch is biting his crosshairs.
Watch John Digweed here. John Digweed got a fantastic exit onto the DRS straight.
Could we see the switch here from the Mercedes team?
Potentially, yeah, it's coming.
John Digweed.
He's going faster than
Brutal
Brutal
Reapers.
Reaper, sorry.
Battle between Mercedes. We haven't seen a battle between Mercedes.
They're actually battling.
Lewis Hamilton. Yeah, they're actually battling. The Mercedes team, they may be teammates, but they don't care. They want to have a little fight. A battle between Brutal Reapers and John Digweed. It looks like Brutal, even on 12-lap-old hards, is managing to keep off a fighting with John Digweed on the softs. What a battle between the pair!
Personally, I wouldn't have done that if I was the soft runner, or if I was the hard runner, whoever it was. I would have left through the soft runner. The soft runner is going to be the fastest. The last thing you want is the battling, and the next thing now it catches up on your behind. You got a big picture. You got to be thinking of these things. 4 points to your team.
Mr. T is getting very, very close to WR stretch. And look at that, Senna. He's gaining on Mr. T. A very amazing battle to conclude the F2 season as Z-Tex has just shot off into the distance. We can't see him much anymore, as has gone as well. He's got a nice little bit of the lead, so it looks like both the Toro Rosso boys are staying up ahead. Mr. T is looking like he really wants to get past WR stretch. The battle for third is intense. It's between 5 cars. 6 cars if you include the man with cash. If he's close enough, he's 2 seconds behind Brutal. So now it's just a matter of if Senna can get past Mr. T.
Potentially could do it. It's all there. 2 laps left to go, Primus. This is a fantastic end to the season for F2.
It is, and here comes a really big bit. We're on the straight. 5 cars on the straight, all within DRS of each other.
All
stretch is being challenged by Mr. T, going down the end of the straight. Round the outside, Mr. T goes onto WR stretch. Mr. T, he takes third place. He gets ahead of stretch. Mr. T moves to third. Senna, however, he falls down to 6th.
Senna's coming back. Senna got an exit. Senna got the exit. He is fighting back, so he is.
Senna back. John Digweed, a good battle between Red Bull and Mercedes going into the chicane. They touch wheels. There's a battle between the pair. Senna, who just manages to fall behind John Digweed. John Digweed moves up into 5th place. WR Stretch is trying his best to try and catch back up to Mr. T, but Mr. T on those 6-lap-old mediums could stick on to the end. And what a finish that would be for Mr. T. If he got a podium last week in Brazil, that'd be his 2nd podium in F2.
Great momentum going into season 2 for him. It's a great picking up, so it is.
It is, and we still have to wait for the podiums, the penalty situation to see how it's truly confirmed. However, Senna, he is not done. He's looking at the back of John Digweed, and John Digweed is really putting that pressure on Stretch. Stretch is doing his absolute best to hold those cars off. Those hard tyres are just so worn. He's just doing his best to hold off those soft guys.
Stretch is really holding ground as well. It's great to see Stretch doing such a good job. I hope he can hold out, and I hope those hards will hold out for him as well. All you do is hold out a little bit longer. Those softs will fade in the next 3 laps, but sure, look, the race is over in the 2 laps. It really has to defend.
Here we go, John Digweed. Let's go on board with John Digweed. He's going to go round the right-hand side of the Renault, and he's going to try and move into 4th place. It's a battle to the chicane. Can Stretch make the move to maybe defend? He cannot. He has to hold back for a minute. Senna goes a bit wide, trying to round the outside on WR Stretch. He just doesn't do it. He goes wide under braking, and now John Digweed has some work to do. 2 laps to go. He needs to catch Mr. T.
Definitely. This is really,
it looks like Senna.
Really interesting to see.
Senna's actually being challenged by Reapers, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, go on, Butter. Are they?
No, I was just looking at the times. They're so close together, with like only a couple of laps together. Or sorry, a couple of laps to go. Like this is, I wasn't expecting this, to be honest. Such a mixed bag of strategies.
Yeah, John Digweed's tyres, however, he's been battling long and hard with everyone, fighting his way back up. But does he have the tyre grip to catch up to Mr. T? It's the 2nd to last lap of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, and it's been Toro Rosso on top today. But can Mercedes try and maybe make up for it and attack the Alfa Romeo of Mr. T? Take 3rd place. John Digweed having one of the worst race starts that he's had in the season after being P10, then dead last, and all the way back up to 4th.
Yeah, look at Asla, he's up 10 positions. Like, Asla started way back in the midfield. Now he's up in 2nd. If he can hold it, that's a great achievement for him.
He actually had wing damage fighting with Magic Marks as well, and to manage to come back from that just shows how much pace Asla's got. But we have to give that a minute. John Digweed, round the outside he'll go, onto the hairpin, against Mr. T. This is the important battle for the podium.
Mr. T's going to keep
Can
it though.
Mr. T save it?
The position. No! Come back! Is it there? It's
John
not.
Digweed!
Oh,
he moves up! Oh, they got damage! That's the end play of the Alfa Romeo!
It is.
That's bad for Mr. T. He's not got the grip now. The aerodynamics to hold off John Digweed. John Digweed, however, has got worn soft, but no aero for Tabitzi. That's not going to do him any favours. If there's an incident between these two, that will put Brutal Reapers up into contention. This is an intense battle for third place. First and second are gone. They're having their own race. Clean air for Z-Tex.
They are gone.
Clean air for Azza. It's the last lap of the race. Last lap of the season, Bob.
That's crazy when you put it in perspective, isn't it? Primus, last lap of the season.
It is. Last lap of the season for F2. It's been a really, really good race, but we cannot take our eyes off of these guys. It may be a good battle going up ahead, but now
John Digweed,
John Digweed is trying to get that move done on Mr. He managed to throw it down the outside. What a move by John Digweed. Now going into the chicane. Is Mr. T going to try to defend? No, he can't. With the lack of aero, John Digweed stays ahead.
Could we see some aggressive manoeuvres possibly on the last lap, Primus?
We could probably, because these guys are looking very, very racy. Mr. T's got the DRS, but obviously no aero. So if he tries to make a move, he has to make it stick. Oh, looks like he's actually going to try and go for it down the inside. Mr. T gets a little look. Nope, he has to back off of John Digweed just for a moment there. But because of the damaged wing, Brutal Reapers is now starting to join in the battle. He wants to play. Round the outside, Mr. T goes on the DRS straight. Even with that wing, he's still pretty quick.
The is on. Two Mercs sitting right behind him.
Oh, and John's still sitting side by side with Mr. T out of the chicane. And then looks like they touch a little bit. Brutal Reapers actually gets a little look. And looks like they're shoving each other off the track.
Yeah, we don't want to see that. Oh, he's gone!
Oh my God! Mr. T! John Digweed are gone! Last lap! And Z-Tex wins the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, our final race winner of F2. Z-Tex, Azza moves to second. Azza's second place, 1-2 by Toro Rosso. Next is Brutal Reapers versus RSF1 Senna. How's it going to look? Brutal Reaper gets third. Senna gets a podium! Stretch gets a podium! Pepperby! What the hell is going on here?
Shing in sixth, Senna fifth. Good job.
Oh my God!
Now with the cash
Oh my
eight.
God! That was close! Last moment battle between John Digweed and Mr. T ends in tears. All that work, all gone.
Tell you what, Peppermint is probably stripping off now, getting ready for this interview.
Oh my God! Going over start, I have to say, I'm going to have to give driver of the day to Peppermint. He made 11 positions. He was down the back of the grid. He had many problems, and Peppermint, 11 positions, gets onto a podium. So I'm going to have to give Peppermint driver of the day.
Yeah, we also got to give mention to Azza as well. Azza did a fantastic job coming from 12th, I think it was, maybe. Who else we got? We got to give mention as well. Jake Moore, RSF1 Science, fantastic job. Like sitting fourth, it just didn't go his way. That was completely bad luck. That just the car was poor. Magic Mark's racing point was just stricken on the racing line, and he just hit into the back, and really unfortunate. Science, man, you had a great season. Hard luck tonight. Look forward to seeing you next season.
And that is the end of F2, the final race of the season, and it ends with Toro Rosso
before he crosses the line. Brilliant.
I mean, it's a final race. It's a final race this season. We get some donuts here. Magic Marks couldn't do any because obviously it doesn't give the championship leader the opportunity to do that. Oh, and he hits the wall. But careful, Marco, you don't want to get disqualification for going backwards.
Yeah, try it done fast.
There we are, so some little donuts there provided by DRM Marco at the very end there. So very, very well done
nice one, Marco.
to everyone in F2.
Burn it down.
Honda ends the season with AMS Z-Tex as a second, and then Peppermeat. This is his first podium in a while. So a very good finish there from the McLaren driver. Gets driver of the day. Just truly an amazing drive. Oh. And the Formula 1 theme plays just as, it ends the season. It couldn't have been any better. You know, that's how it's been wrote. And Bodder, it's the end. That's it.
We're done.
It's been an amazing season, and I will have something to say though. After we interview the top 3, I have got to give a shout out to you, credit for everything you've done, as a committee member, and also been a fellow commentator all the way, even since the pre-season testing. So, you got something nice waiting for you there. But that's the end of the season. Zetex takes the race win with Azza second, taking 1-2 for Toro Rosso. Peppermeat third with driver of the day. WR Stretch was just close, but Peppermeat just took that podium away from him. RSF1 Senna fifth. Very good result for the Toro driver. Shane gets 6th. Brutal Reaper 7th. Man with a Cash gets 8th. Mex Tarp 9th. DRM Marco gets 10th. John Digweed gets 11th. Tobitsi 12th. Damon Hill 13th. Will gets 14th. Signs gets 15th. Magic Marks the champion gets 16th. And Mex Senna gets 17th. Obviously cars 11 to 17th are out after either retiring or crashing. Oh, DRM Marco's actually put a little insert. I found out who Ben is balling. He said, good season, 4 races, 1 podium. I'm happy with that. And then he puts little line DRM Marco. So very well done there, DRM Marco. Have we got all of the boys into the podium? He can't do it.
He doesn't have a headset. Oh, okay.
So very lucky they did that after the race. Then otherwise he would have. Yeah, if you can get if you could get a hold of Zetec after next time you speak to him, get him to contact me on Discord, and then I'll interview him on there, and then I'll put up his interview on Instagram. So his interview, he will get interviewed. It just won't be at the moment. But anyways, Bodder, considering we've only got 2 cars, I'll do third and you do second.
Sure, I'm easy.
Alrighty. Pepper me. Pepper. Look at you, mate. Third place. I know it's been a while since you've been on the podium. You had a very good battle, mate. Please, just tell us how your day's been for you, really.
Well, it started off bad because I binned it in Q2. Putting in a lap on mediums. I got a wrong line and got dragged to the wall on the right where Shane lost it as well. So I was really devastated about that. Started P14. And then I just knew I had to get a job done in the race from P14.
And
so,
I think it's a unanimous decision by me and Bodder from that race you've just performed. Driver of the day. You've been given driver of the day.
I'll accept it graciously.
You got your podium and driver of the day. Congratulations, Peppermeat, and well done on a very, very good, great driving in the season. It has been an honour commentating over your racing. And now I hand over to Bodder.
Azza, man, you didn't do it during qualifying, but you certainly did it during the race. You were in the shout out there for driver of the day, but unfortunately Peppermeat just snuck you to that. Fantastic race. That was the one stop. You went from hards, I think, to mediums, was it?
Yeah, me, Brutal, and Zetec were all going for a one stop, but his tyre basically fell off because he did the spin, so he had to come in early, so that's why he was so far off. Zetec just have, after Mark and Science went out, he had no one to challenge him, so he could just relax basically. I just basically, as soon as Mark got behind me, I just tried to hold him up for Zetec, though, just because if he wasn't in the fight with me, I just would have let him go and just followed in DRS. But I kept him behind me. He just kept on I stopped it really slow on the apex to get a good exit. He just kept on going into the back of me every time. I don't know why or anything. And I think he just lost all his wing. It just dropped off after that. I don't know why or anything. But as soon as I went onto the mediums, I just found a load of pace basically. I came out second last after my pit stop, and everyone was pitting, and it just all worked out for me basically. The one stop was a lot quicker than 2 stop.
I had to get a wing change because of you, by the way. So
I had to get a wing change as well because I lost it. When I lost it, I got.
I know you lost it under the hotel, and then I couldn't go anywhere, so I kind of got a bit of damage. So I had to get a wing change.
I changed mine like the couple of laps after. It's dreadful, like straight away after that. Because
I thought you were playing dirt rally then, in that hotel section. Drifted through that corner. Sideways.
Sideways, like,
Well,
jeez, you can't face it.
I'm just going to have to say now, obviously, it's been a great race today. It's just F2. New and old. It's been a tremendous honour. There's been me debuting as a commentator and as a league racer this year. Never been in it ever before. To be given this opportunity to commentate over these guys, especially with a great comms partner Bodder in F2, you know, it's been a tremendous honour commentating with you, Bodder, and then commentating over you guys on the grid. Again, current and former drivers, I want to give you a big thank you for giving us an amazing show, doing your absolute best. There has been, like, you know, moments of conflict between cars, you know, crashing or anything like that, but that's just racing at the end of the day. So that is it for F2, the season 1. A 1-2 knockout by Toro Rosso. To go over the results, obviously, Zetex gets first, Azza gets second, Peppermeat gets third, and he takes the driver of the day as well. So well done to Pepper.
Yeah.
But
it's been a great season.
That is
great league.
Yeah, it's been a tremendous season. That is the end of F2.
Yeah.
But
thank you, Peppermeat.
So I have to give a shout out to DPS Racing for giving me this opportunity to be in the league, because he was the one who recruited me after we were playing ranked. So I've got to give a massive shout out to DPS Racing for making
Go on, DPS.
Go on, DPS. Can I give a shout out?
If anyone,
race engineer, Quicksire.
Go on, yeah.
Also,
yeah.
Race engineer, Quicksire. He kept me head down during the race. Then told me what I needed to do. Quicksire, RSF1 Lando.
Okay.
No, not Quicksire, Quicksire. RSF1
Lando.
Yeah.
Lando. Okay.
Yeah. So.
Cool.
There you
Bodder,
go.
do you have anything to say before we wrap up the season?
Nope. Just want to say a big thank you to yourself, Primus, to our F2 drivers, and to all drivers in the league, to all the staff, admins. Thank you all so much for your volunteer work over the course of the season and making the league what it is. And I think it's coming to bloom of, you know, it's like that old saying, you reap what you sow, and I think we've sowed the seeds of a good racing league. So hopefully season 2 will be better.
And you know what?
And go on, Pepper.
We'll do it all again in Australia. See you then.
We will. We will indeed.
Thank you very much, everyone. And until the beginning of season 2 in Australia, it's been Primus Gaming. We've joined with Bodder. And we'll see you guys in Australia for the first race in F2. We might see you in the testing. It depends on what we do for the testing streams.
Few socials.
Yeah, some socials, you know, just like the old days. But thank you very much, everyone. We've got F1 on Tuesday. Until then, take care and thank you, F2.